Hey y'all, it is Glam Rebecca, and in today's video we are playing Starcraft 2. This is another campaign. This one is called Welcome to the Jungle, or Bel'Shir. If you've ever played co-op and you end up with Stetman talking about the gas making him a little crazy because somebody done left him there, yeah, this is the actual campaign map for that, where that scene comes from, so that way you are familiar. There are going to be a lot of cutscenes in the beginning and then some cutscenes at the end, so hopefully you guys are ready. This is on normal mode.
These artifacts is making me nervous. Can you tell me any more about them?
It's interesting. The one from Zill is different than the others. However, I think all of them once constituted a single device.
You mean they make something bigger?
It would seem so. It's just a theory, but there's an attraction between the artifacts we've collected. A kind of harmonic resonance. Given the points of contiguous translinear alignment, I think they'd be drawn together like magnets under the right field adjustment.
Okay. Well, don't adjust anything just yet, Doc. I like them aligned just the way they are.
Alright, so with this map that we're going to be working on, there is a lot of little moving parts. Like, you have to go collect a little Vespine geyser gas looking thingamabobs. And you need an SCV to do that. But also you need ground and air support to protect your little guy while they are gathering this special gas that is on Bel'Shir. This is a special substance that is not like you would find in your Vespine gas geysers that you collect for building troops and stuff. This is a specialized gas that was used, and I'm not going to go into that because that will, be explained here in a second.
I can't believe it. That recording proves it's all true. Mengsk, Tarsonis, all of it. What will you do now?
Tell the people. Every man, woman, and child in the Dominion needs to know what their beloved Emperor is capable of.
The backlash will be awful. There'll be riots and uprisings everywhere. But that's just what you want, isn't it?
It's a start.
I gotta know, just what was it went down between you and Mengsk? Seems you boys were tight once.
I used to think Mengsk be a force for change. I fought alongside him right up until Tarsonis. That's where he crossed the line, by using Zerg to murder the whole planet. He left Kerrigan there to die because she called him out on it. Turned out he was just as rotten as the Confederacy ever was.
Damn. You sure know how to pick your friends, Jimmy.
Emperor, much has been written in regards to the tragic fall of Tarsonis. Toloski's investigative documentary, Imperial Dawn, even claims that you brought down the Confederate system by assuring Tarsonis' fall.
I've heard these conspiracy theories before, but the fact remains. The Zerg invaded Tarsonis en masse, and no force in the universe could have stopped their onslaught. It was a very terrible day.
Toloski's film highlights the seeming convenience of the aliens annihilating a corrupt government that you yourself spent a lifetime trying to overthrow.
Millions died that day, and you speak to me of convenience? Yes. I strove against the evils of the old Confederacy, but never with the object of personal gain. When I was called upon to take up the heavy burden of leadership, I did so only to ensure our continuing survival as a species.
Striking words from the Emperor himself. Up next, Zerglings allergic to lemon juice, old wives' tale, or new super weapon in the fight for humanity.
Those goofy mercs are still using vultures, can you believe it? Damn things are death traps, even when you ain't got people shooting at you.
Careful now, Swan. My old vulture saved my skin more times than I care to remember. I ain't gonna listen to you trash talk a classic piece of engineering like that.
Classic? I suppose you can call them that. Of course, most folks like a bike that don't explode on them when the repeller seals freeze up, or the fuel cells start leaking radioactive waste. But hey, who cares if it's a classic, right?
No one likes a smart-ass swan.
There's a rare gas on Bel'Shir, the Protoss skull, the breath of creation. They think it be a gift from their gods. We call it Terrazine, and it'd be worth a fortune to the right bidder. Of course those Protoss will kill us if they catch us on their holy ground. Or at least they'll try. Here we go. Much prettier than redstone, yeah?
I don't much like fighting Protoss if I can avoid it.
Not just any old Protoss. Fanatics called the Tal'Darim. They believe the Terrazine is sacred, a gift from the Xel'Naga.
If these Tal'Darim bring in their air power, they're gonna hammer us. Swan, get the Goliath schematics loaded at the factory. If their anti-air missiles are still any good, we might just pull this off.
All right, cowboy. I'll get the Goliath schematics loaded so we can build more.
How do we get to the Terrazine?
See those altars? Tal'Darim mystics set them up to collect the Terrazine. We just need to grab it.
Well, our SCVs will be able to haul the Terrazine. We just gotta keep them protected. With any luck, we can pick up what we need before the Tal'Darim find us. All right, let's get to it.
All right, so as we're getting loaded into this game, I'm going to be going over a few details. One, always keep one SCV ready to be gathered.
Here are the coordinates for the Terrazine sites, brother. These should make our lives a little easier.
Our SCVs can pick up Terrazine canisters and move them. It'll take them a while to disconnect the canister, so make sure you watch out for them.
You got it.
Bring this special gas that we need in order to harvest it. Keep at least 2 Marines, 1 medic, and one of those nice little guys with legs that can shoot air and ground targets. Also, make sure that you upgrade their special abilities so that they can shoot ground and air targets a little bit easier. That one right there, the Goliath thingy.
I've got the first canister on hook, sir. I'll take it to the nearest command center.
On you. Looking forward to it. Good job. That's the first canister filled.
Incoming transmission.
This land was sacred to the Tal'Darim before Terrans ever reached the stars. You must depart immediately.
Hold on now. We just need some of this gas here, and we'll be long gone before you know it.
No. You shall not defile the breath of creation. Tal'Darim warriors, execute all those who would desecrate our altars.
The Protoss are mobilizing, sir. Looks like they're gonna go after our SCVs when we harvest the Terrazine. I suggest we only harvest one side at a time and run with a heavy escort.
Sorry, trying to remember names today is really difficult because I'm not feeling the best. Anyway, so 2 Marines, at least 2 Marines, a Goliath, and a healer for the first one. When you...
Please state the nature of your medical emergency.
Warning. The Tal'Darim are sealing off a Terrazine altar.
Wonderful. The Tal'Darim are sealing off the Terrazine altar so we can't get at them. If they keep it up, we won't be able to collect enough.
Go to do the second one, you're going to want to do something like a siege tank. If you can build those air towers, the ones that, you know, cost 100 crystals to build, and it takes out like air units, build those. Always build one of those before you start harvesting because it will help you out in the long run. The next thing I want you to focus on is building up anything that can shoot ground and air, which is either a Marine or a Goliath. You want to make sure that you have the ability to defend your little SCVs from anything that comes at it. Siege tanks will keep things away at range. If you build sensor towers every so often, it will also help you in determining where troops are going to get hit next. So those are your first main things. Build Marines, Goliath, and of course the medics. Siege tanks, you'll need a couple of those, and then build an aerial assault tower to make sure that you are gathering this special gas from the Terrazine gas from the collectors. But also you're going to have the Tal'Darim trying to stop you, and they're going to be locking down some of these. If they lock down a couple, that's fine. But do not let them get too many. And what I usually do is I wait towards the very end when I only need one left, and I'll harvest a whole bunch of them, and then I'll have it all go back to the main base at once.
Not enough minerals. Warning. The Tal'Darim are sealing off a Terrazine altar.
And then turn it all in and win. But also, there are Protoss artifacts on this map that you want to get so that it will help you with your research and stuff. From here on out, all the time and speed is going to be 4 times fast. And then, of course, there's going to be quite a bit of cutscenes at the very end of this. So I will let you know at the very end when we get to the score screen what is, if you want to dip out there, you can. If not, then, so be it. This map is pretty easy to understand and to maneuver on. There is a second base in the middle of the map if you need to expand there, or if you run out of crystals for whatever reason that you can expand to. It's not necessary that you expand that far out. Just know that it is there if you need it, and then the Protoss base is all the way in the very top at the middle if you want to go up that far. Also, all 3 of your Protoss relics are
down. You're doing great. Keep it up.
In order to get the Protoss relics, though, you have to take out several cannons, so I would build at least 3 siege tanks to station up there so you could, kind of pound away on those.
You shall not steal the breath of creation so easily.
Careful. They're sending their ships to take out your SCVs. Shoot them down quick, or we're finished.
Because the cannons have a pretty good range on them, but the siege tanks will be able to pound them down a little bit harder. It makes it easier so you don't lose a bunch of Marines and stuff. And there's going to be quite a bit of air support after the first couple of geysers that you pick up. That way, you need to make sure. That's why I'm telling you, Goliaths and Marines. Those are the 2 main ones that you'll want. And of course, your air support towers. Always build air support towers before you start harvesting, because it's going to mean so much more. You're going to need that support. Also, be careful when you're running around on the map, because of that middle map in the that's Protoss. If you get too close to it, they will come off of that, and they will, they have, I don't know if they're the Void Rays or the other ones, but anyways, they have, yeah, I guess that was a Void Ray that I just saw. They will come out of that base and attack you if you get too close to their base, so also keep in mind about that as well, and make sure that you keep a couple of troops at your own base and build aerial support there so that you can...
You scared me!
You and your radar sure can walk the walk. We just need 1 more canister.
This better be good.
defend the base, because they will, once you get about half of the canisters, they will start sending air support to take out your base, so that you can't build any more troops. So also keep that in mind. Let's see, I'm trying to remember everything I need to tell you. So basically it's just one by one, get them all done. You know, the more of those that you harvest at a time, the better. You're going to find one of the Protoss relics at the top on the left-hand side, and then the other two are going to be on the right-hand side. Well, there's other ones on the right-hand side. They're basically the entire top of the map is going to be a Protoss map, or Protoss all the way at the top. That way you are prepared if you go all the way up there. The Protoss are going to continue to pump out troops and try and slow you down as best as they're able to, and just make sure that you are prepared for that. So this map is actually pretty easy to do if you are strategic about it. Building those air support towers, building marine bunkers here, there, and everywhere, and making sure that your little guys are gathering the canisters that they need. They didn't really need to build out that.
Yo!
Bold move, Mr. Reyna. Collecting Terrazine from 2 places at once.
Sure, it's gonna be harder to keep the Tal'Darim off our backs, but the quicker we're done here, the sooner we can get off this rock.
Middle base, but I did anyways just because. And we are almost at a win here, so I want to let you guys know that just be very strategic, move as a unit. If you try and harvest 2 or more at one time, just beware that you're going to need to have the support of your troops to babysit those SCVs while they're harvesting. You can harvest 2 at a time, you just need to make sure that you have enough troops to do that. So try and pick an area that you can farm all at the same, you know, where there's like 2 together that you can have troops like wandering back and forth, and make sure you double up on the troops to make sure your guys are protected. Also, don't forget your Protoss relics, because those will help.
Ready to raise some hell.
Warning. The Tal'Darim are sealing off a Terrazine altar.
You gonna give me orders?
And we are almost at a win here. I don't think that they got any of these locked off. I don't think, and that's the win.
That's the last canister. I think we've outstayed our welcome, boys.
Alright, so that is it for Welcome to the Jungle. This is also called Bel'Shir. So if you play regular co-op, you'll have played the Bel'Shir map at least once, I'm sure. For most people that have ever played Starcraft 2 on co-op, you play, of course, Stetman is talking the entire time because the dude is nuggin futz. And now for the cutscene. So if you want to dip out here, you can. And if you want to hang around and watch it, then leave your comments down below.
Sir, I received an encrypted transmission from an untraceable source. It claims that Tosh here was part of a classified operation called Project Shadowblade. They used Jorium and Terrazine to enhance ghost powers.
It's true. We are called Spectres. Next generation ghosts.
And you were gonna tell me all this when?
We all have our secrets, Mr. Reyna. Doesn't mean I'm any threat to you.
Maybe not. But whoever sent this message could be. Matt, any way to verify the transmission?
No, sir. But it does end with, I'll be in touch soon.
It's Minsk, trying to turn us against each other. Don't let him.
I'll let it lie for now. At least till I find out who sent this transmission. But I'll be keeping an eye on you, Tosh.
You can try. Let's get down to business. Still don't trust me, brother. Until you decide, ain't nothing to discuss.
That Tosh is a whack job, Jimmy. Spends all his time muttering and playing around with those damn... dolls of his.
Well, I need someone to balance out your sophistication and good manners.
The guy ain't riding ahead, brother. I can appreciate some good honest craziness. But that guy, he's got something broke inside.
I repeat, death toll is in the thousands. A Dominion weapons plant exploded hours ago, causing a chain reaction that has taken out several housing complexes in this working-class neighborhood. Dominion security forces claim it was an act of terror by the notorious Jim Raynor, but our own investigations suggest that the plant must have been infiltrated by forces with sophisticated stealth technologies. It begs the question, could some of the Dominion's ghost operatives have gone rogue? For UNN, this is Kate Lockwell reporting from the core world, Net42.
There are a couple more cutscenes after this that I left in. I wanted to give you guys the ability to watch all these cinematics and cutscenes and little talking parts because I think that they bring a lot to the game. This game can be kind of boring at times, especially if you played it more than once. And so I think the extra effort that they went into for like the guy that talks to you about the mercenaries and the TV with these Fox News Channel looking VNN and talking to Tychus. I think that those give different elements to this game that most games don't think of. It's like all the little things kind of make a really nice addition to the game where they really took the time to think about, okay, well, you go to the armory and there's all these different things here that you can do. And you can click on Swan and talk to him and click on each of the individual units you can build, and it tells you about each unit and what they're good for and what they're good against. And I can never remember what they're good for or what their best target takeout kind of thing is, because I don't remember stuff like that. But it's there if you want to learn, and that's what I find so fascinating about playing this game after years of playing it, that I always find something new every time I play through the campaigns that I didn't see the first time around, or there's something a little different, or something catches my eye. Like the last time I was in the laboratory, I noticed there was a Protoss tank that was lit up that I didn't click on yet. And I don't think even as of now, with 15 of these campaigns recorded, I still don't think I've clicked on the Protoss one. So I'm going to let you guys watch the last of these couple of cutscenes, and we will go on from there. And thank you so much for watching. These are going up every Saturday. I can't remember if I'm putting them up at 11:30 a.m. or noon. But anyways, these will keep going until I run out of them, and then we'll have to figure out what other game to play after that. Or when we get close to running out of episodes for this, y'all have to tell me what game you want me to play next, and I will start recording those and get those ready. Anyways, I will see you guys later. This is Glam Game Rebecca signing out for this episode. Feel free to stay to the end and watch the rest of it. Bye.
I've run a few tests on the terrazine gas like you asked. It's clearly related to Vespene gas, but there are some very exotic organics added into the mix.
Any guesses what it's used for?
Well, it would definitely affect brain chemistry, so it could be used as some kind of drug or stimulant, I suppose.
Drugs, huh? That's just wonderful. What do you make of that encrypted message, Matt?
I honestly don't know, sir. If Tosh really is one of these specters, it's clear Mengsk would try to ruin your partnership. But Tosh isn't telling us everything. If we're going to win this revolution...
I know. We have to be sure of our allies.